All right, guys, we are back. CP Cards and Dice, Cards and Dice TV. We are doing a tutorial on payoff pitch. I have part one of this. This is part two. I don't know that I wrote part two. I may write part two. We are in the top of the 12th inning. It's a 1-1 score. We have the Mets facing the Houston Astros. We're pulling cards, and for the 12th inning, I will reshuffle again. Every 3 innings, I like to reshuffle. So actually, and if you reshuffle an extra time, that doesn't really matter too much. It's okay. You just want to keep shuffling so you have an even representation of all the possibilities throughout. I got a new studio, a new commissioner's office, so I'm doing more card FAC games rather than dice games because I'm more closer to people, so it's less noisy. Right now, actually, there's nobody home, so I could roll some dice if I wanted to. But we're pulling the cards. We're right about to get started. It's a 1-1 game. Top of the 12th inning, the Mets have runners on first and second. It was Kingman who reached on an error, and then it will walk to Brian Giles, put runners on first and second. Wally Backman's come in to run for Kingman, and then Mark Bradley is hitting for Jose Oquendo. And here's a pitch from Frank DePino. It's a 5. It's a tough result, so we're going to look over here on this side. It's a 61. That's going to be a base hit. This could give the Mets the lead. We don't know. We're going to have to pull a card for that. Backman is a pretty good runner at second base, and it says runner on second scores. Runners advance 2 bases. To third goes Giles, and the Mets have taken a 2-1 lead thanks to the pinch hitter Mark Bradley. You know, it's really the luck of the draw because what did I roll here? I rolled a 5, which is a tough. And then I brought Bradley in as a pinch hitter. That shows my genius. And his outs go up to 1 to 58. I pulled a 61, and 59 to 62. I had an opportunity of 3 numbers. That's a 3% chance of him getting a hit on the tough against a lefty. It would have been 0 against a righty. But look at that. He got the hit. Is that funny or what? Is that funny or what? So he drives in Wally Backman, and he is number 5. And the Mets lead at 2-1. That's nuts. Wade team takes the lead here in the top of the 12th. And Bradley's on at first, gets a high five from his coach. And here's the pitcher with runners on first and third. And, this is a very close game. I'm thinking of just bunting with the pitcher right here with 1 out. There is a runner on third. I could have a second run. So you know what? I'm going to pinch hit. And again, let me check and see who the Mets are using to hit during this period. Let me see if I can find. There it is. All right, this is game. Let me see what year I have here for Seaver. Yep, May 11th versus Houston. Seaver actually won this game 3-0. So let's see who the Mets use. They don't use really anybody in this game, but let's check the next game. Next game, they use a lot more players. Against the Pirates, they bring in Jorgensen, lefty. Tucker Ashford's going to come in and pinch hit. He's a righty, so we're going to bring in Tucker Ashford. What did I just do with the cards? Oh, there they are. So I may have done the wrong thing. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, Mark Bradley's there, righty. Okay. So then let me look for Tucker Ashford, bring him in to pinch hit. For the pitcher. So that's it for Diaz. Diaz went 1.1 and a strikeout. So that's all he did, but that's good enough. He's in line for the victory with a strikeout, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, no hit by pitch. We faced 4 batters. And it's going to be Sisk to close it out. See if he can hold on to the lead. And here comes Tucker Ashford. Let's write him in. Pinch hitter. And here goes Frank DiPino versus Tucker Ashford. Infield is going to be in automatically. First and third with less than 2 outs. In extra innings, close game. 6. That's patient. A patient 83. And that is going to be, goes only up to 22. So that's going to be an out, a ground ball to short. Now we got to look into the infield in section. So this is a good opportunity for you guys to learn how to use that. Let's see where that is. Infield in right here. Let's look at that. So let's pull a card. Actually, I could use the number that's there, but I'd rather pull a fresh card. Infield in, if bases are not loaded, then see below. So we're going to look in this section right here. Bases are not loaded. It's first and third, grounded to short. That's Dickie Thon, picks up the ball. With nobody out, I have a house rule that he holds automatically. With more than 1 out, he goes automatically. That's usually how I play it, just to simplify the games for me, so I don't have to worry about that. I try to be fair and objective, so that's how I do it for both teams. So we're going to pull a card and look on this little section right here. The defense wants low, the offense wants high, and it's going to be a 9. And that is going to be a ball that sneaks past the drawn-in infield. Run scores. The Mets are up by 2. RBI single. Stopping at second is going to be Bradley. And scoring is Giles. So it's an RBI single past the drawn-in infield for Tucker Ashford. He drives in number 7. 1 RBI there. And the Mets lead by a score of 3-1 in the top of the 12th. Mookie Wilson against Frank DiPino. DiPino's still in there. Here's a pitch. And that's a 2. That's going to be a tough result. Tough against a lefty. An 8 is a strikeout. So Wilson has that issue. Strikes out a whole lot. And now here comes Hubie Brooks with 2 outs. So anything from this point on is going to be an unearned run. And here's a pitch. The cat. That's an 8. A tough 20. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Brooks goes down swinging. So DiPino strikes out both Wilson and Brooks to end the inning, but the Mets have scored 2 runs on an error, a walk, and 2 singles. They lead it by a score of 3-1 here in the bottom of the 12th. And I don't know why I'm there. I shouldn't be there, actually. This should be 0-0, and this should be 2-2. And this should be 0-0 as well. Should be 0-1. So in the 8th inning, it was 0-1. In the 9th inning, it was 0-1. 10th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning, it was 0-1. Okay. 10th inning, it was 0-1. And then it was the 11th inning, and we're in the top of the 12th. All right, perfect. That's why I was thrown off. The scoreboard was mismanaged. We have to have a talk with a couple people about that. All right. So Carlos Diaz has been replaced by Backman's in there. We can just throw that card over there. We don't care about putting him into order right now. This game should be over after 3 outs. Let's see what happens. So we are going to bring a new pitcher for the Mets. It's going to be Sisk. He's a rookie. Doug Sisk. He has a really good season. 104 innings pitched with a 2.24 ERA. He will be facing a pinch hitter here because the pitcher's up. And let me look and see who we have to pinch hit. I'm going to probably have to go into the box scores for this. I'm trying to see from memory. No, my memory's failing me. Let's see who they're using to pinch hit at this time. Go back one previous game. Okay, who are they using to pinch hit? The Astros. Denny Walling. He already pinch hit, so I'm going to have to go back another game. Denny Walling and excuse me, Terry Poole, Craig Reynolds. They use them as pinch runners. Pinch hitter Kevin Bass. All right, so let's see if we have Kevin Bass. We should have Kevin Bass here. Terry Poole is there. Excuse me. Kevin Bass, he's a switch hitter, so he's going to come in and pinch hit. Excuse me. Let me get something to drink here. Frog. What I'm going to do here is get the crowd into it. And it's Kevin Bass versus Doug Sist. So we're going to look first at the pitcher. On the fast action cards, you look at the number in the upper left. It's a 7. That aligns to in play result. Now we're going to, against a righty, we're going to go to the right side. We're going to look in play. 1 to 39 is a hit. Pull the card, it's a 74. We're going to go into the out section. Ground ball to short. That's out number 1. So that's the Mets are 2 outs away from victory here. And every victory for the Mets in 1983 is really something to celebrate because they didn't get a lot of victories. Omar Moreno with a 6. That's a patient. Patient 71, and that's going to be in the out section. That's another ground to short, but Backman, who is now playing second, and Giles moves over to short. Better hurry with that throw, and it's in the dirt. Scooped out. Nice scoop. Oh. Hold on. I just noticed that Bradley is that Kingman wasn't in left field, but he was at first base. So we got to get a first baseman. Kingman was at first base, so Bradley does not play first base. And we don't have anybody here that does play first base. Let me see if there's somebody who plays first base. So we're going to have to bring in somebody who plays first base. Let's see who that is. Mike Jorgensen's coming to play first base. Thank you very much. So Jorgensen for Bradley. Jorgensen for Bradley. I'm gonna get rid of that left field. I made a weird double switch. I thought that Kingman was in left field. So a nice scoop by Jorgensen, who's really known as a defensive first baseman. So that's 2 outs. The Mets are 1 out away from victory again. Sisk versus Tony Scott. Tony Scott's a switch hitter, so he's batting lefty. It makes no difference. So we're gonna pull a card. That's an 8, and we look at the patience section here. 1 to 36, he gets on base, and we pull a 45. That's going to be an out, and that's going to be grounded to first. The first baseman Jorgensen scoops it, steps on the bag. Ball game's over. Mets pull it out in 12. No runs, no hits in the bottom of the 12th. Mets win it 3-1. Happy days are here again. Mets victory, especially in these years of scarcity. And let's get some hits here. Let's look for some green or create some green. My hits are green, and I got another couple of hits here. Mets got some hits. They just could not drive them home. They had 2 hits in the top of the 8th, 2 hits in the top of the 9th, and they did not really score in those innings. They did not capitalize on those hits, and that's it. So the Mets had 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? We appreciate Mark Bradley for coming in with a pinch hit single to drive in the go-ahead run, make it a 2-1 score. So the Mets had 2, 4, 6, 8 hits, no errors, 3 errors for the Astros. And how many hits did the Astros have? That's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8 hits. So both teams had 8 hits. The difference really was that the Astros made 3 errors. And Tom Terrific had a good day. I believe he struck out 6. Let's look at what Tom did. He's got a strikeout there. I have another strikeout here. Doesn't strike out batters the way he used to. And then another strikeout here. And the walks, he had a 1 walk, gave up 2 walks. And I think he gave up 3 walks. That's his 3rd walk. And then he was replaced. In the bottom of the 7th, he was replaced. He struck out Ashby, gave up a single to Doran. Then it was a pinch hitter Walling that grounded Doran to second. That put the go-ahead run to second base. He then walked Moreno. And then Tony Scott came up a switch hitter, and that's when the Mets brought in Jesse Orosco. So the victory is going to go to Diaz, and the save is going to go to Sisk. Seaver gets a no decision in our replay. Seaver's got a really low ERA right now, so he's really doing well. The next game he pitches is, let's see. I printed out, I think the whole month. I have the month printed out. So let's look. The 17th, May 17th, here. He will be facing Tim Lawler and the San Diego Padres. Seaver versus Lawler at Shea Stadium in New York. And I believe I was working in Manhattan at that time. At the time of this game, I was working in a liquor store, delivering bottles of liquor to eccentric, Manhattanites on the east side, Upper East Side. I believe it was on York Avenue. I remember delivering, bottles of, I was about 18, 19, delivering bottles of vodka to these recluses in the Upper East Side, very eccentric people who kind of didn't want to step outside. All right, so this is CP Cards and Dice. The Mets win it. I hope I did. Hey there, STG Replays. Good morning. I hope I did the payoff pitch tutorial justice. I went really slow, and this is a short one, only 19 minutes, and I think that's the best way to learn short videos. I like to keep my tutorials short. Sometimes I do a whole game tutorial, and I think I'm being a little self-indulgent when I do that, just kind of playing. All right, so this is CP Cards and Dice TV. Join the Universal Baseball Association on Facebook group. Get your friends to join, invite them over. And I think that's a very, very exciting new group for tabletop baseball. And I will see you guys soon with another game of some kind. I'm not sure which one it is. But I have to play today. I have to play Fall Classic. It's a fun game. I want to learn it a little bit better. I'll enjoy it more. And that's all I have to say. Take care, guys.